Alright, greetings Panadians, and welcome to a little bit of a, not really a rant because I'm not going to be buying this, but more so of a overview on the new coloring prism items that people have been looking forward to, because we have the regular coloring prism and we have the premium coloring prism. The regular one just being an RNG one, and the premium one being the one that you can pick and choose what you want specifically. And let's just say it's pretty whale-centric in the sense that it is some pretty expensive stuff. Before we get to the actual numbers, I'm going to go over the actual post for the actual sale on the main website. So, pretty much we have saying that for the regular one, takes 5 star stamps. We'll go over what star stamps are in a little bit. Yeah, but it's crazy. And then we got the premium one, which this one, as you can tell, does not take stamps. These 5 style box stamps, there we go, a little bit of a tongue twister there, is from the original SSB stamps that you can take one item that you don't want or don't feel like ever using again. You can take it to the NPC in the free market area on the left side, convert it to a stamp. So essentially the RNG coloring prism is going to cost 5 items from the previous one. Yeah, you can get this from both with 5 of the new items and 5 of the old items, which you're going to be saying, like, what do you mean the new one and the old one? Yeah, pretty much the old stamps are going to be somewhat legacy, not to the extreme sense, but semi-legacy, I guess. And these are the new ones. We'll cover that in a bit, but as we scroll a bit lower, this one's Premium Coloring Restores is pretty much just restores what the item looked like before. So as you can see, the robe was not originally green, but the robe is now red after they fixed it. So yeah, with the coloring prism comes with the revamp, which introduces Star Stamp Shop Seasons. So you can tell that these are gonna become a little bit fun in the sense that you're gonna have to plan accordingly, or spend them as much as you can, or spend more to get to the amounts that you need. And at the very least, they at least tell us how long each season lasts. So that's gonna go from June to October for 2025, which July, August, September, October. So yeah, just about 4-ish months, 4.5. But yeah, so to get the premium coloring prisms, which again is the guaranteed coloring choice, you're gonna need to get it from the mythical star style boxes, which you can only get with the stamps. So you can't even just buy it outright. So you have to buy the more expensive bundles to convert the items that you don't want, assuming that you get only items that you don't want, to get the coloring prism from the new mystical star style boxes. Yeah. Yeah. So covering the mystical star style box itself, these are what the items are. They're going to be on the main website. I'll also have a link to the description if anyone sees it. But yeah, from the Mythical Style Star Box, you can get, for every 20, you can get 1 box. So you need 200 for a box of, for a bundle of 10. So exact unit cost. You don't even get like a discount. So yeah. And from them, you get all a bunch of the items that people have been like really going after back when the Steam Marketplace was actually out. And there's also a chance of getting the premium coloring prism box. So it's not even guaranteed. It's a percentage. If you go to the website here, it'll actually tell you what it is. I'll go over it in a bit. But going further, the style box stamp shop update. This is the one that we've been having this entire time. These are what the stamps looks like. You probably recognize it now. Personally, I never knew what their name was. I just called them stamp things. But yeah, for 5 of the old ones, you can get the RNG one. And for 5 stamps as well, you can also get the one that restores it, same thing as usual. But inside the shop now, there are these new boxes, called one of them being the Vintage Surprise Style Box, which has some of these old items in there. And, yep, some old stuff. Although, yeah, for 40 stamps for the little Aaron one, I remember this thing used to be like 8 or 10. They made these expensive. And we actually have the Tempura things coming back for actually decently cheap. Not gonna lie, I'm probably gonna buy myself a set, because I have like 3-4 years worth of stamps that I never used. I might actually finally have a use for them. But going further from there, then you also have another box called the Explorer High Fashion Box and the Explorer Mass Fashion Box. There's a bunch of stuff in here, and they only cost 1 stamp each, so that's kind of interesting. But yeah, these are also RNGs for some, I guess what do you call them, basic items. Nothing too fancy, nothing too crazy. Yeah. But from the vintage surprise style boxes... Wait, didn't we just cover that? Hold up. Oh, wait, no, it's on the bottom. Okay, so these are what you can buy from the stamps. Never mind. Weird formatting, but okay. But yeah, in the vintage surprise style box, you got some of these items, like the Red Warrior stuff, which I feel like a lot of people want the cape and the weapon again. I managed to sell that cape for $200 when Steam Market finally was closing. And we got a bunch of other stuff as well. Then we got the usual premium surprise boxes. This is just pretty much normal. But yeah, that's all this important stuff from the actual bundles and what's not being covered. Now for the actual rates. From the Mythical Star Style box, as I mentioned, it costs 20 star stamps, which you can only get the star stamps from the new premium surprise boxes. So yeah, from this. These are the exact same as the previous one, only the fact that the star stamps that you get are seasonal. So, as mentioned earlier at the very top, where it was like actually ending at October, any premium surprise box items that you convert into a stamp will be that one specifically for Season 1. So you can't use them for Season 2. So, if you don't have enough to buy a box or for what the things you need to get done or you want to get done, you're going to be technically forced to buy another premium surprise box if you want the following items in that bundle or in this specific box, which is terrible. And if you scroll all the way down, you're kind of thinking, oh, it's 40% chance of getting the premium coloring prism that guarantees your choice of color. It's 40% chance for one box, which each box costs 20 total stamps. And that's assuming you take 2 bundles of the premium surprise boxes and trash all those items because none of them what you want. That's assuming you don't want any of those 20 items. So this is very whale-centric, as I mentioned earlier. This is terribly disgusting. Yeah. And then you got stuff like the vintage surprise style boxes. The stuff, there's none of that in here in terms of the coloring prism, but you got some decently nice popular items that some people might want, so this might be appetizing for some people. And this is from the old stamps. So, you still got the old ones they can convert. So this one's not too bad. Pricing-wise, it is a little over $40, $45 if I'm calculating this in my head correctly for a chance of getting like Red Warrior items. These are pretty low, but and then you got the Explorer Hype boxes, which you got all the items in here, which there's a lot of stuff here. Well, actually, wait, hold up. Oh no, there's 2 titles, the duration and the type. I feel like it's kind of redundant to put the duration, but okay. And then you got the Explorer Mass Fashion box, which this one you could wait, this one could. Huh? Wait, hold up. I could have sworn. Oh my god, are they converting one stamp to the actual bundle? This might be an error, I think. That might be an error. But yeah, these are 1 stamps each for the box. Actually, trying to get one of these items. So there's that. There's the items. Nothing really too surprising. And then you got the premium surprise boxes that, as per usual, just has the usual items. And nothing of the too fancy nature. But what I really wanted to cover was the total amount being spent for the actual coloring prisms, and just give you a basic overview of what it's like. So if you go to the screenshot right here, which is made by Miri from the official Maplestory Discord, they gave me permission to use it. But oh yeah, if you can't see what's behind the webcam, that's just going to be the new premium surprise style box, so you don't have to worry about that one. So I want to go direct your attention to the right side first, which according to webcam will be that side. Yeah. So we got this stuff right here. Any style surprise boxes prior to June 25th, which is what Nexon's going to be deeming as the older boxes, which makes sense, that's valid. So any of those old items you can convert to 1 stamp, and from the old stamp shop you can get the following. 15 stamps for the vintage style box costs $51 worth of conversions, going off of the unit price of each surprise style box for this one. I don't think they're calculating off of the bundle price, which I believe you get 11 for $34, so that should be a little bit less than that. But regardless, yeah, it's kind of bad. Yeah, but at the very least, the vintage style box items, you can convert these items into stamps. From what I'm telling from this arrow is what they did. But just to double check so I don't say anything wrong, where are you, buddy? Vintage, acquiring sticks changing prior to surprise box at the dance, whatever, just... I might be skimming over this too fast, but I'm going to assume this guy's correct. So, you can take your old items for 15 style boxes. You can extract that item, you know, one stamp being $51. For the new stamp, which you need 20 for, you know, one box, which means technically if you go through the old route, that's 15 times 20. What is that? 300 of these boxes? Wait, no, you idiot. I can't be trusted to do math. But yeah, hold on, let me grab a calculator real quick. 20 times 15. Yeah, 300. Oh, that's no, 300 stamps, which means 300 old items to convert into these vintage style boxes to get stamps, to get one box, to get one attempt at a 40% weighted rate for the actual premium pass, which is terrible. Yeah, so from the old stamps, you could also get the fashion boxes for the Explore Mass, Explore High fashion boxes. Or you can also get your, you know, take 5 old items to try to get RNG chance from the Coloring Prism to get a color of your choosing, but obviously that's going to be gamble as hell, which is about $17 unit price for the actual original box. And same thing with the Coloring and Restoring Prism, that's the same thing. And the single cash items is between 15 and 40 stamps for all the items out on the list that you can just pick and choose on a guaranteed standard, which is anywhere from $51 to $136. So honestly though, I don't think the pricing for the actual items of these things matter, because these are old items. They're items that you never wanted, that you're going to convert. So technically speaking, you're just getting your money back to a certain extent at a very guaranteed high weighted cost, which is not good. But the problem is the Premium Coloring Prism is the problem from what I'm getting from this. It is so damn expensive, because as I mentioned, you need 300 old items to convert to vintage style boxes to get one stamp, 20 stamps total to get one box to get one chance for 40%. Oh buddy. So which is it's gonna be a lot. Or if you want to guarantee, you can buy the new SSBs, and assuming no items that you are in there that you want, which I doubt it, or you can convert to actually get the mystical box, which is very bad. This is extremely, extremely bad. The only logic that I can see from this, when I'm seeing from people from the official Maplestory Discord, as well as from the like a couple other Discords, what I'm seeing, I think it's because Nexon just really didn't want to, like, I'm pretty sure they just used the Steam Marketplace as a testing ground to gather data, just so they could see how it is. Because where's this person saying it? Hold up. All they did was to see which items are most popular. Yeah. So pretty much, and I can kind of tell that this is true, the Red Warrior stuff was extremely expensive. The weapon itself, I think, was like $150 to $200 before Steam Market's closure was announced. The Red Warrior cape itself was going from anywhere from $50 to $100, and I just left it for $200 after the Steam Marketplace was going down, and it sold. Even the guns. Hold on, where is it? There was a gun item in here. Let me scroll down all the way. Yeah, these items, the Whale Constellation Sword, the capes, all of these items, I don't remember these though, but yeah, all of those items were highly sought after, highly cost. They all had a high base cost because people were just marketing them that high. Wow, that's loud. I don't even think... Okay, there's either one or two things. Nexon did what I just said, using Steam Marketplace more as a data gathering stage to see what they can sell or put in these boxes to like get people to buy them. Or this closure was just that. They didn't want to have the servers down for so long, so often, because they had so many server maintenances for the actual Steam Market itself. And they just used the data that they gathered from that one as a secondary means to put these boxes. Regardless of that point, it is still absurdly expensive. For every $68 of a guaranteed conversion that you wanted nothing from the SSB into a box to get the friggin' premium surprise, premium coloring prism, that's That's wild. But yeah, sure, you can get a 40% chance of getting the Prism, and a good amount of like 60% to get one of the other more popular items that people were looking for from the Steam market that they were spending like hundreds of dollars of. I think somebody bought something for like 600. So obviously, whales will whale, but the point of this all that I'm trying to get across is the fact that this is very expensive for an RNG chance. Obviously, 40% is decently high, but 40% is below 50. So you know how many times I have rolled a 50% epic potential scrolls to only not get a single epic? I think my record was 12 50% fails. My best is obviously 1 scroll usage, but the amount of times it's gone over 2 is obscene. So for something that's 40% chance for how much it costs, $68 for one 40% attempt. This is dumb. And not to mention, they expire. They expire. For something at this high cost, with arguably a somewhat decent RNG weighted chance, you should still make it permanent. You should definitely make it permanent. Or at the very least, make it like a guarantee. Okay, fine, you know what, screw it. Keep the box at 20 stamps. But maybe remove the Premium Coloring Prism and make it like a guaranteed in the shop, the Star Shop. Make it like, oh, I don't know, 40, 50 stamps. You'll still get people buying the damn thing, but you'll at least allow people to choose. Give it either buying the mythical box for the items itself and converting them into stamps as well if they want to buy the pass. I feel, regardless of how you look at this, this is whale territory. This is whale territory. Thinking even like this, even if I wanted to buy it, I only have like 91 stuff. 91 stamps, because like I'm gonna close this real quick. Let me show you guys the shop real quick. Yeah, out of like 3 to 4 years of stamps that I converted, which mind you was just me being lazy because it was too expensive. This is from, I have 93. This is stupidly expensive, like really, really dumb expensive. Which arguably, you could also argue the fact that, oh, Peter, if it's expensive, just don't buy it. There's no other way to get this. I wanted 1 or 2 of the coloring prisms. Just 1 or 2. I don't think I can spend $68 for each box. Which obviously means like, oh, it's a video game, don't spot it. I know that that's a guarantee. That's just the basis of it. If it's expensive, don't buy it. If you want it, buy it. If you want it but you can't afford it, don't buy it then. Be smart about it. But it's still, like, the Steam market closing, the high-ass price of this stuff, man, this is just way too absurd. Like, where's the reasonable logic on this one? This seems very, very non-player friendly. Obviously, Nexon doesn't really care. Like, they've shown time and time again, they don't really care about the players for to a pretty high degree. And they're like, oh, the whales will buy it. The whales will buy essentially a large amount of these items to get what they want and, like, you know, use it. And obviously it says fully, okay, let me go back to this real quick. And also says fully untradeable, which means whales will get to keep it. They'll have a monopoly on it. Although I'm thinking, I don't actually remember saying if you could or could not, but let me actually go to the real quick, because I want to know, does the item become tradable if it still remains tradable if you use the stamp? Hold up. Tone going to use multiple times to change the color based on appearance. If you stick a color, switch effect on with color appearance arm right with starlight badge, then the item going to indicate that is absorb the power of the starlight can be dyed. Okay, so from that tells me that means it doesn't explicitly say no, which means I would dare say yes. Yeah, okay, so from what I can tell, it looks like you can. Which I'm willing to bet, this is gonna also breed a new market of service via the prisms. Yeah, I'm pretty sure there's going to be a market for that. There's always a market for everything. For any item, any service, or what you're going to call it, players will find a way to do it. I'm pretty much just rambling about the same point over and over and over because I'm just so dumbfounded and like about the fact that this is, I don't even know how to put this besides the fact that it is the regular everyday player is not going to be able to get this. Hell, a regular bundle of 11 SSB items for $34 was very reasonable, to an extent. It was decently tame. This, on the other hand, is not. I would be okay if Nexon made the Premium Coloring Prism a guaranteed into a certain extent. Preferably below $100. Preferably below $100. Because some people are going to want a bunch of these to fix an entire set. You got hat, you got top, you got bottom, maybe overall, gloves, shoe, capes. Arguably, you don't need it. You can always just find an outfit that can actually complement its colors based off of like its base color palette. But regardless of the fact, they gotta add a guaranteed alternative that doesn't involve a high RNG cost because, yeah. What do you guys think? Let me know what you guys feel about this because this is a little bit out of it. Other than that, let me know down in the comments what you guys feel about this and how you think Nexon handled this, especially with the Steam market closure. I'll see y'all in the next video. Bye.